So what I had you guys practice yesterday and with that decimal activity this morning was factoring difference of 2 squared, u squared minus v squared. Difference of 2 squares can be factored into u plus v times u minus v. Now we're going to factor using perfect square trinomials. What does trinomial mean? Three terms. So as opposed to difference of 2 squares, there's only 2 terms. Now we're going to have 3 terms. What does perfect square mean? Can you think of an example of a perfect square that we used yesterday? So use them again. 4 is a perfect square because what number times itself makes 4?
2 times 2.
Right? X to the 6th is a perfect square because what times what makes X to the 6th?
Sparks, please report to the secondary office. Destiny Sparks, report to the secondary office.
What expression times itself makes X to the 6th? So the 3rd times X to the 3rd. We're going to factor perfect square trinomials using these types of formulas here. So before I show you where these come from here, let's kind of work backwards. Let's expand u plus v squared. U plus v squared, that would be what times what? U plus v squared is what times what?
U plus v times u plus v.
Yeah, that's why it's a perfect square. It's the same thing times itself. Notice how these have 2 of the same sign here. It's u plus v and u plus v. Yesterday, they had different signs, u plus v and u minus v. So now not quite as much is going to cancel out as you saw yesterday. Let's start distributing. U times u and u times v. That would be u squared. U times v is uv. Keep going. Take v times u, v times v. V times u is another uv. V times v is v squared. What combines? Yeah, how many UVs are there? How many UVs are in the middle? 2. So it looks like I've got u squared plus 2 times uv plus v squared. We're going to take an expression that looks like this, u squared plus 2uv plus v squared, and factor it into u plus v squared. Exactly what I have right here. Only difference between yesterday and today is now I have the same sign. These are different signs in difference of squares. Now I have the same sign here. Rather than having uv and negative uv cancel out, now they combine to make 2 times uv. I've also got a different formula. U squared minus 2 times uv plus v squared equals u minus v squared. What's the only difference between these 2? So you get them. Yeah. Positives change to negatives. So let's get a few facts. Let's try. We're going to factor 25x squared plus 30x plus 9 as a perfect square trinomial. So why isn't this the same as it was yesterday? Why is this not difference of 2 squares? How many terms are in this expression? 3. So it's not a 2 squared, it's a trinomial. It's a perfect square trinomial. Why is it a perfect square trinomial? Look at 25x squared. What do you say, Michael? What times what makes 25x squared? 5x. What times what makes 9? 3. So in this formula here, wouldn't u be given by the 5x Michael just said, and v be given by the 3? U is 5x, v is 3. Let's just plug that into our factor formula. Write our answer. I'll replace u with 5x. I'll replace v with 3. Write a single quantity squared. Put a 5x here. Put a 3 there. What sign goes in the middle?
Multiplication.
Is it addition or subtraction?
Oh.
Plus or minus?
Plus. Multiplication.
Why do you know it's plus? Everything positive. So I can obviously see where the 25x squared comes from by putting a 5x here. I can obviously see where the 9 comes from by putting the 3 here. What the 30? How do I make 30 here? Look at u times v. What is 3 times 5x? 3 times 5 makes what? 15x. Isn't 30x just that 15x twice?
Yeah.
If I expanded this back out, write it back down again. 5x plus 3 times 5x plus 3. 5x times 5x makes the 25x squared, obviously. 3 times 5x is 15x. But I also have 3 times 5x again. I'm multiplying these two together. So I have 15x twice to make the 30x
Tony
here.
Ozier, report to the secondary office. Tony Ozier, please
3 times
report
3
to the
made them
secondary office.
the 9. Start over. 16x squared minus 8x plus 1. 16x squared minus 8x plus 1 when a factor is a perfect square trinomial. So let's write down the u and v. I've got 16x squared. Aiden, what times what makes 16x squared? 4x. But the v, Eli, what times what made what? 1. I write the factor down. We're going to write this as one set of parentheses squared. Now you know pretty much what to put inside. I'll have the 4x and the 1. The sign goes in the middle. It was a plus on the first example. What's going to be here?
Minus.
Minus. What tells you that, Drew?
Right there. Yep.
Right there. I got to make a negative 8x when I expand this back out. I'd have 4x times negative 1 for negative 4x. I'd also have negative 1 times 4x for another negative 4x. That combines to make the negative 8x.